That is not a normal statement normal people make. My favorite part is rigging explosives. Nobody says that, but I do appreciate that. What's going on? My name is Marcus Obiata. I was a former combat engineer in the 101st Airborne, and today we're going to be reacting to what a combat engineer is all about in the U.S. Army. This is directly from the U.S. Army's recruitment YouTube page, so we're going to fact check them and make sure they're actually explaining what combat engineers are all about and what they really do. All right, let's react.
When combat troops are tackling rough terrain, any obstacle that stands in their way can cause...
That's the worst job in the U.S. Army right there, is the grapple hook, man. I doubt they will show a ton of clips on that because you're literally the first guy to get shot in combat, throwing a grappling hook in front of everybody. And it's also usually regulated to the lowest man on the totem pole. So shout out to all my grapple hook guys.
Cost valuable time and lives. These obstacles must be cleared for troops to advance and successfully complete combat missions. The ability to slow down, strategically redirect, or stop the enemy in their tracks can be invaluable.
You need people like combat engineers to clear the way.
Okay, I'm assuming this is going to be like people in basic training explaining what combat engineers are, but luckily for you guys, I'm a seasoned combat engineer and I will let you know what it really is to be a combat engineer. Because when you're a private in basic training, you don't really... This is kind of a fantasy land for combat engineers.
Clear the area and make sure that everyone can get where they're trying to go safely.
We are the ones that support the battlefield. We support them through survivability, mobility, and counter.
See, they like to say combat engineers support. I think we carry the battlefield. We carry the grunts, all right? We're doing all the work.
Mobility. We provide breaching and we build them fighting positions to make sure that they're able to be supported.
Yes.
Soldiers in this MOS construct fighting positions, fixed and floating bridges, obstacles, and defensive positions.
I don't know anyone who's ever built a bridge outside of basic training, so if you have, leave a comment.
Place and detonate explosives. Conduct route clearance operations of obstacles. And
route clearance, route clearance, route clearance. If you've done route clearance, leave a comment. That's the bread and butter of combat engineers. Definitely route clearance.
Rivers. Prepare and install firing systems for demolition and explosives. And detect mines and traps by visual, manual, mechanical, or electronic means. Or with the help of a mine detection dog. As this is one of the most physically demanding jobs in the Army.
It is.
Candidates for this MOS should be able to perform strenuous physical activities under stress and in combat conditions. They should also enjoy working outdoors and have an interest in engineering.
Okay, yes, definitely. You better like the outdoors if you're going to be a combat engineer and have an interest in engineering. The word engineer is in combat engineer, but anybody who's been a combat engineer knows it is not the type of engineer we're thinking of.
Along with the ability to use hand and power tools.
To be good at this job, you have to be
It should be called combat construction man. Combat explosion construction man.
confident, a team player, gotta stay focused, gotta be very disciplined.
I mean, these are all generic. You gotta be focused, you gotta be disciplined, you gotta respect others, you gotta watch each other's back. I mean, that's literally anything.
The lives of a lot of people depends on the job of a combat engineer. So make sure you can lead you and your entire platoon to where they need to go.
After successfully completing basic combat training, you will continue with 6 weeks of advanced individual training at the U.S. Army Engineer School at Fort Leonard Wood,
Fort Lost in the Woods. Get it right, U.S. Army.
Missouri, where you will learn basic demolitions and explosive hazards, constructing wire obstacles.
Constructing wire obstacles? That's an understatement.
Fixed
The whole video could just be about constructing wire obstacles.
bridge building, basic urban operations, and the operation of various wheeled and tracked vehicles within the Armored Brigade Combat Team, ABCTs. After successful completion of training, you will work as part of a team supporting Army operations in the field.
I don't like the word support. I like the word lead, carry.
Working in this MOS opens the door for several opportunities for career advancement through additional technical, tactical, and leadership training, such as Sapper, Ranger, Airborne, and Air Assault School.
That is the really good thing about combat engineers is that you get to pretty much go to any school you want because you're technically not a grunt, but you are a grunt, so you're in the combat category, but you're also a pogue, a person other than a grunt. So you're not in the combat category, so you can go to other schools that are not combat related.
I think the most rewarding part of becoming a combat engineer is not only learning how to put together explosives and know what to do while we're...
That is not a normal statement normal people make. My favorite part is rigging explosives. Nobody says that, but I do appreciate that.
On the battlefield, but also I would say going through the Combat Engineer Heavy Track course, which is the Bravo 6 ASI. I see myself, when I came through the course, learning all of these vehicles. Now I'm able to teach future soldiers to be able to drive each vehicle and operate them and be a multi-battle force on the battlefield.
The teamwork, problem solving, and leadership skills gained by serving in this MOS can help you transition to a civilian career.
I knew that was coming. The U.S. Army. Ask any combat engineer ever who's a veteran, and then ask them, have you ever been in a job interview and the job wanted to know if you were a demolition expert? That is just, unfortunately, the biggest downfall of being a combat engineer. There are not a lot of jobs for you outside of the military. You get the leadership, you get the discipline factors, but actual applicable things to jobs is just not there. Heavy equipment operator, maybe. Door breacher, I don't know if Amazon's looking. All right, I mean, they did a pretty decent job. Again, that was like basic training, combat engineers. That's a fantasy land where you get to kind of dabble in bridge building, urban demo, heavy demo. Like, you're doing everything there. But again, the one thing that I didn't like about the video is that they need to be realistic. You're going to get injured. That's why there's such a high growth rate for combat engineers, is because everybody gets injured, so there's always slots available for people to rank up. Not a high retention rate in the old engineer land. Also, there's not a lot of jobs for combat engineers, or really a lot of military engineers in general, but that's what you sign up for. So anyway, yeah, pretty decent job. That is what a combat engineer does. And if you want to see any more reacts videos, let me know what you want me to react to. Please subscribe to my YouTube, like and comment, and I'll see you guys later.